Right, I'm not sure how this video is going to go because the lighting is almost impossible to set up for this. The lighting's bad at the best of times, but we're having a reflective screen and a light, and then also these light up pretty bright as well. It's quite a challenge. But anyway, let's go for it. I've been using the iPhone 12 now for a couple of weeks. It's a bit of a niche video, I guess. I'm not sure how many people will be switching or interested in the differences between a Huawei Mate 20 Pro and iPhone 12. The first thing is, I've not touched this phone in 2 weeks. It's just been sitting there dead for 2 weeks. So I've charged it and it's got about 3% of charge just now, so it might die. The first thing is that the Face ID. See on this one, the Face ID is pretty quick. So you open it and it unlocks the phone pretty quickly. Face ID on this one just as quick, but we've not got it switched on to do the auto unlock bit. Oh, that's that one dying. Once the battery gets so low, it just says you've got 30 seconds left to plug it in, otherwise forget it, and then it dies anyway. But whilst it's open, we can have another wee look. This button here, this clicky button, is maybe just because I've got used to having the button there. It's dead now. Having the button there to switch it on and off. One of the main things, which is a bit of an issue with this one, with the iPhone, is when you want to lock it or turn the volume up. I keep doing this, like to turn the volume up, you've got to put pressure on that side at the same time. So when you press that button in, quite often press both of them and take a screenshot, or if you're trying to turn the volume down, you just lock the phone, which is a bit rubbish. So you need to push it higher up. I guess it's not that much of an issue, but sometimes that happens. It might be better without the case on it as well, or a better case. This is just a cheap one off Amazon to stop it getting destroyed. This is an iPhone with iOS, and that's a Huawei phone running Android or EMUI version of Android. The Android operating system was brand new to me when I got that phone, and it took a wee while to get used to. And also you have like this sort of bit between the Huawei phone and the Android where there's all these sort of like Huawei things, and then there's Android things or Google things, and it's just a bit confusing. Like you have to sign up for a Huawei account for some things, like the fitness apps on the Huawei account, and then you have your Google account for everything else. These sort of like just not as clear or as well put together as the iPhone. With iPhone, it's one account, your iCloud account. You sign in and everything's there. When I went back to the iPhone, it was like everything's just so much simpler. Some people say that's a bad thing, like you want to be able to do more with your phone, or you want to have more options. The widgets, see these widgets here, which are new on the iPhone, and again folk will be like, oh, Android's had widgets for absolutely decades, iPhone's just jumping on board or whatever. These widgets, like look at that clock one, I don't know why it says cup there, I think it's Cupertino. Oh, I never even noticed it was on the wrong time. Well, there we go, we can probably change it. London, okay, fair enough. There we go. Never even noticed that was at the wrong time. Anyway, see those second hand there going round, and then you do get widgets on Android phone, and they are quite rich. Like but sometimes that's a fault. Like you'll have widgets for like the Hive app, but it's as if the widget's trying to become the app, and that's not like, so it's trying to just do everything on the widget. So in the Hive one, you can go and press to boost the heating, or you can scroll up and down the news on the news one. Clock one, so all it is basically is just a large clock icon, but it's used as a widget, so you can click on it, it takes you into that, which I think is much better. And then you've got the weather one, which I have set to the right thing, and again, it's not, you can't do anything with the widget, but if you want to go in it, you can just tap that and go into the weather app really quickly. And the same with the Photos app, it shows this wee preview here, and then you can tap it to go into it if you want. And things like the calendar, which always shows the right date. It's just, and the clock app always shows the right time, even if it's just on the in the library, it always shows the right time as long as you've got it set to the right time zone. These are just like wee things where it's like, oh, what does that matter or whatever, but it's just an added bonus, isn't it? One of the things on the Android phone, when you're typing a message, right, so you might say, alright in a text message, right? So if you type in here alright, like that, right, then you press space, then it changes it to what it thinks you wanted it to be. So if we go here and we type in there alright, right, and then I press space, it changes it to alright, and then you press delete and it changes it back to alright, and then you can carry on with what you were saying. But on this you've got to go and delete it all and go back, type it again, and then tap up here where it says the one you wanted. So autocorrect thing is a bit different, but it's just a different way of doing it, and you have to get used to tapping up there for the word that you did want. We're in the app library here. Oh, didn't mean that. The app library is, off you go. The app library is pretty good compared with this sort of app. Let's see if we can get the app drawer 4% charge. There you go. So here's the app drawer, and it's just all your apps, like just a bunch of apps, hundreds of them, and then the phone dies. But in here, you go into your app drawer, so open it up, swipe to go into the app drawer, and then it's sort of like you've got your suggestions, things that you might be interested in getting. You've got recently added apps, which is a good one. The amount of times I downloaded an app on the Huawei, like if it's an advert and you download the app and then you go to find it and you can't remember what the app was called, or it's got a slightly different name or something, and you just, like, I'd have to go back to the Google Play Store to look at what I'd downloaded and then try and open it from there. But with this, it's got this recently added bit, and you can just go in there and tap on whatever one you want. Also, you've got like, this was quite confusing at first for me, because I thought like this is just a folder and you tap it and it'll open it up, but actually you can just tap on that. Oh, if it's a big one. Never mind that. Right, so if it's a big one, you can just tap on it and it'll open up the app and you can get on with it. One of the things I was saying when I first got it, was like, I wish it would, when you have like folders, when you have like a folder like that, right, so it makes the folder called productivity. But I was saying I wish you could just have a utility that would automatically put them into different categories for you and it turns out that's exactly what the app drawer does. And I use this quite a lot. Like I never really, obviously some of them are hidden in here, but usually the app that I want is going to be suggested, or it'll be a recently added one. But if you can't find it, you can search for it and then you can put your ones that you use there. And here's some more widgets, so you can see the battery percentage, and this is screen time. For finding apps, it's all just a bit more put together. Like I said, the whole thing really is just that. So the other question is, would you go for this, the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 12 Pro? And to be fair, I'm not really that bothered about the iPhone 12 Pro. I was looking a wee while ago to see what the difference was. So it's got this other camera. This has the advanced dual camera system, which it has an ultra wide and a wide lens. Well, you might use the wide, but the Pro has the ultra wide, wide and telephoto. To be honest, for the extra, it's £700. The other one's £1,000. So for an extra 300 quid, it's a telephoto camera. What else we got? LiDAR scanner for night mode portraits and next level AR, augmented reality. It's just a gimmick, isn't it? If you want to take a selfie at night, you can use the built-in flash on, so it just flashes the screen, and you get the same picture anyway. It's like, so far the only difference between Pro and 12 is this telephoto camera and the LiDAR scanner and night mode portraits. LiDAR scanner for night mode portraits and next level augmented reality. And augmented reality, it's not really a thing, it didn't take off. Never use an augmented reality app. The other selling point is that it has the stainless steel shiny case rather than this, but as you can see, this is in a case, and if I had the shiny one, it would definitely be in a case. So that's not a selling point either. So for my 700 quid, I think this is just fine. So no, I don't see the point in the Pro. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe the telephoto camera is worth it. Don't know though, don't think so. Both got exactly the same display. Back to comparing to the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. This is definitely more substantial in the hand, and without the case on, I think that these issues with the buttons and turning it to silent mode wouldn't be a problem. I could maybe get a better case for that. Didn't even have a silent mode button on the Huawei, so can't really compare that. Would I go back to the Huawei Maybe. I mean, I'm liking this just now. I don't know if I would go back to it. There's always the option, but definitely for now this is a step up from the Huawei. So that's it. Yeah, pretty much the iPhone is a lot easier and more friendly to use and more well put together. Everything you want is just easy to find, and you know there's none of this, oh, sign up for this Huawei service or what app do you want to open. Well, you do get that now actually, what app do you want to open this with. Definitely the iPhone and the Apple ecosystem is a lot friendlier and a lot easier to work with, and just a lot more at your fingertips, which is a lot better than it was with the Huawei. So I'm happy I changed to the iPhone. That's that. Also the memojis are my favourite thing. This guy. Anyway, thanks for watching.